Welcome to Fix It Home Improvement, covering projects that every homeowner should know and great products for home and garden.
Hi, I'm JC, and this is where we share weekly home improvement tips. I'm here with my co-host, Cindy.
Hello, JC.
Hi, Cindy. This week we're going to be talking about countertop ice cube makers, and we'd like to thank Odor Hog for liking and sharing the podcast. One of the first ice-making machines was invented by Dr. John Gorey. He designed a machine that cooled off hospital rooms for his patients, but it turned out it also froze water. Then he obtained a patent for an ice-making machine in 1851. The first patent for an ice machine that made edible ice was in 1929.
What is a countertop ice maker?
It's a countertop appliance that you pour water into, and it makes ice cubes faster than ice cube trays in your freezer or a built-in ice maker. It's handy if you use a lot of ice during the week or for parties, especially if you don't have an ice maker in your freezer. Some people use them in an RV, so you have ice when you're traveling, or you can use it in a dorm room.
Do you like ice?
Ice is good. How about you?
Well, some people love ice. Like my dad loved ice.
Yeah?
He'd get so mad if you took like an ice cube out of the ice cube tray. He'd want you to refill it.
Sure. It's hard to do, isn't it? To take one cube out of an ice cube tray.
Right, but if you just need one cube for your glass or whatever, I mean,
Right.
he would have a fit every time you took one out. And it'd be like, who took ice out of the ice cube tray? So he had a small plastic bowl that he had in the freezer that you'd have to dump the rest of the ice cube from the ice cube tray into.
Okay.
And then he'd demand that you refill the ice cube tray.
Good routine.
I think he would have liked a portable ice maker.
Yeah.
How does it work?
With the most common portable ice maker, you fill the water reservoir with water. A pump moves the water up to a tray at the top of the unit. There are prongs that get lowered into the water, and these prongs are part of the heat exchanger. They get very cold, slowly forming ice on the prongs. When the ice reaches a specific size on the prongs, the tray pivots and drains off the water. Then the prongs heat up slightly so the ice cubes fall off of the prongs. A paddle then pushes the cubes into a storage bin.
Wow,
So,
you sound very excited about this.
Pretty interesting, huh?
It's ice, dude.
On the ice makers I looked at, there's a sensor that stops ice production when the storage bin is filled, and the water that wasn't used in the tray for making the ice is reused for new ice.
Oh, that's cool.
Portable ice makers don't keep the ice frozen. The units are insulated, but if you don't use the ice or remove it to be put into a freezer, the cubes slowly melt and that water gets reused for new ice. Some ice makers have a metal grid with square openings that freeze the water. Water is slowly released over the grid so it creates layers of ice to form a cube. This slower process creates a very clear cube of ice, or the ice maker could have a metallic cylinder that makes soft pellet or nugget ice. And these units are usually more expensive and larger. The most common ice makers with the prongs generally make 9 ice cubes at a time, and they're called bullet cubes because of the bullet shape of the ice.
Okay. Why do some ice cubes look cloudy?
Water has air bubbles in it, and when you freeze water quickly, it traps those bubbles, making the ice look cloudy.
Okay.
Impurities or minerals in your water can also make your ice look cloudy. Bullet ice is usually cloudy because it makes ice so quickly.
Can you use regular tap water?
All the manuals I looked at said you can use regular household municipal water. The company EdgeStar, they make portable ice makers, says their portable ice makers have water sensors designed to detect water in the water reservoir, and the sensors may not detect purified, filtered, reverse osmosis, or distilled water because of the low level of minerals in the water. But check your manual for the water recommendation for your model.
Okay. How much water does it hold?
Out of the models I looked at, they held between 1.6 to 2.5 liters of water in the water reservoir, which is usually right under the ice basket that holds the ice.
1 gallon is equal to 3.7854 liters.
Okay, cool. Some higher-end models have a side tank to hold more water, or there's an opening on the top to insert a bottle of water upside down. Then it draws from the bottle as it needs more water, which is a nice feature if you want a smaller unit but occasionally you want to make more ice.
Okay. How much ice does a countertop ice maker make?
Most of the models I looked at had a basket that holds about 1.5 pounds of ice. A couple larger units I looked at had 2.5 or 3 pound baskets to hold the ice.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the units are going to be labeled with the amount of ice it can create in 24 hours. For example, 24 pounds or 30 pounds.
That's a lot of ice.
So if you keep adding water all day, that's how much ice you could make in a day. But some are labeled with how many cubes are made in a cycle, like 9 cubes in 8 minutes.
Okay.
Many of these ice makers also have different settings for small, medium, and large ice cubes.
How quickly does it make ice?
Portable ice makers take around 6 to 18 minutes to produce a batch of ice. A few of the bullet ice makers I looked at made 9 ice cubes in about 9 minutes.
It's not bad. What are the different types of ice?
The most common types of ice for a portable ice maker are bullet, nugget, and clear, which is also called cube.
Okay. What is nugget ice?
Nugget ice is formed with layers of flaky ice. It's also called Sonic ice because the food chain Sonic uses nugget ice in their drinks, and Starbucks is switching over to nugget ice.
No way.
They say that nugget ice is popular with customers, and it has a following of people that like to chew on the ice because it's soft, and as it melts in your drink, it creates a slushy-like quality because of the layers.
Cool.
Mayo Clinic says craving and chewing ice is often associated with iron deficiency. Healthline says some researchers believe that chewing ice triggers an effect in people with iron deficiency anemia that sends more blood to the brain. More blood in the brain means more oxygen in the brain. Because the brain is used to being deprived of oxygen, the spike of oxygen leads to increased alertness and clarity of thinking.
Interesting.
In one study, people with iron deficiency did significantly better on a test after chewing ice. Participants without anemia weren't affected. Wild, huh? So if you are more alert after chewing ice, you probably should get a checkup.
Smart. How loud is a countertop ice maker? Like compared to the sound of a refrigerator, for example.
Not many of the ice makers I looked at had the decibel rating, which is labeled as lowercase d and a capital B for the noise level.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the ice makers I looked at, I only found 3 units that had the decibels listed, and they were 40, 43, and 45 decibels. When the ice maker is working, a fan is going to be exhausting the hot air, so the decibels is a good rating to compare if it's listed.
Okay.
The CDC says a whisper is about 30 decibels, a refrigerator running is about 40 decibels, 50 is average room noise, and 60 is an air conditioner.
Okay. How do you clean a portable ice maker?
New Air, a company that makes portable ice makers, says to clean a bullet ice maker, unplug the unit, remove the drain plug and drain out any water, remove the basket, mix a 10-to-1 solution of water to lemon juice or water to vinegar. Use a soft cloth dipped in the solution to wipe out the inside of the unit. Use undiluted lemon juice or vinegar for stubborn spots. Clean the basket, then rinse with a clean, damp cloth. Dry the interior with a dry cloth if you plan on storing it. Replace the drain plug, then plug in the unit and replace the basket. New Air says to clean a clear ice maker, unplug the unit, remove the drain cap and drain any water, remove the basket, remove any water filters and rinse them under running water. Create a 10-to-1 solution of water and lemon juice or water and vinegar. Dip a soft cloth into the solution and clean the inside of the unit and the basket. Replace the filters, basket, and drain plug. Plug in the unit. Pour the cleaning solution into the unit and make a batch of ice. Remove the ice and drain the solution. Then rinse out the inside and pour in clean water. Make another batch of ice. Remove the ice. Drain the water and wipe down the inside with a clean cloth. A couple manuals I looked at recommended a 1-to-1 solution of water and vinegar or water and lemon juice, so check the manual for your model. Then you want to routinely clean the exterior with a soft cloth dipped in warm, soapy water, and if you're storing it, after you're done cleaning it, leave the lid open for 24 hours so the inside can get completely dry.
Okay.
GE recommends for their Opal Nugget Ice Maker to clean the outside with a soft cloth dampened with soapy water. Sanitize the unit once a week with 5 cups of water and a teaspoon of household bleach. They say don't use soap to clean the water reservoir. Once you do that, you're going to rinse it with fresh water 3 times. To remove mineral deposits on the GE Nugget Ice Maker, routinely fill the reservoir with white vinegar and run 3 cleaning cycles. Let the remaining vinegar stay in the unit for 18 hours.
Wow.
Then drain the vinegar and fill with water and run 3 rinse cycles. So ice makers can vary, so you'll want to read the cleaning instructions for your model.
Okay.
For units with a self-cleaning or automatic cleaning function, you pour in a solution like lemon juice and water, then you press the cleaning cycle. It circulates the solution through the unit. It allows it to sit and soak, then it runs the solution around again. After the cleaning cycle is finished, you would drain the unit and you're done, or you may need to add fresh water and rinse it. The cycles and the recommended solution is going to vary by the model.
Right. What maintenance does a countertop ice maker need?
For the models I looked at, regular cleaning was the maintenance recommendation.
Okay.
The most common schedule was between once a week to once a month to prevent mold and bacterial growth and to help reduce mineral buildup.
Mm-hmm.
The other maintenance suggestions in some manuals is to drain and replace the water in the water reservoir every day to ensure a reasonable hygiene level.
Okay. What are some tips for using a portable ice maker?
When you buy a new unit, keep the package upright. If you get one delivered, keep it upright for 1 to 2 hours before you plug it in so the refrigerant fluids can settle. If you have one delivered in winter, allow it to set at room temperature for a few hours before you plug it in.
Okay.
Follow the recommended cleaning procedure before you start making ice for use. A couple manuals just recommended wiping down the interior with a soft cloth and warm water. Other manuals I looked at recommended using a cleaning solution like vinegar and water, then rinsing it before the first use.
Okay.
One manual said don't use the ice maker outside, keep it out of direct sunlight and away from sources of heat, have a minimum space of 4 inches behind and on the sides of the unit. Another manual said to keep 5 inches all the way around the unit. It needs air for intake and exhaust. Don't use any liquids other than drinking water in the unit. Most companies don't recommend an extension cord. If you need an extension cord, use the shortest grounded cord rated for 15 amps. One manual recommended a room temperature between 50 and 105 degrees Fahrenheit. Another one recommended between 45 and 90 degrees Fahrenheit. And in one manual, it said direct sunlight can also cause the sensors to malfunction.
Wow. How can you store the ice?
Taste of Home says transfer your ice cubes into clean paper bags, fold it closed, and put it in your freezer. And then you can pull out the ice cubes when you need them. Paper bags absorb extra moisture, and it helps prevent the cubes from sticking together.
Okay.
You can use plastic bags with a sealing strip or containers with a top that seals to help prevent the ice from picking up odors if you're not using them right away. There are decorative ice buckets that you can fill and keep in a freezer and then pull them out and use them for parties. People can scoop up their own ice for drinks. Or you can purchase extra ice cube bins. They're usually narrow and tall, so they don't take up a lot of room in the freezer.
Right. What are some features to look for in a countertop ice maker?
Some other features to compare or look at are the size. I saw units that were 12 inches to almost 18 inches deep, 8.5 inches to 12 inches wide, and 13 to 17 inches tall. So consider the area where it's going to be setting.
Right.
A couple models had handles to help move the unit, and this feature got good reviews from users.
Okay.
Check the cord length for where you want to use it. I looked at the power use, and most models I saw were in the 2 to 3.5 amp range, so they're not drawing a lot of power. Compare the ice type and how many size settings it has. Look at the storage bin size. 1.5 to 3 pounds was the range I saw when I was comparing models. Some models have a hole for adding an extra bottle of water or an extra water reservoir if you plan on making a lot of ice. Extra insulation helps to slow down the melting. A see-through window lets you keep track of how much ice you have without having to open the unit. Some models have a timer to start or stop the ice production at a specific time. A couple units had Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, so you can monitor the ice or set a schedule. The models I looked at had a water level alert and a light to show the storage bin is full.
Okay.
Compare the warranty. 1 year is common, but I saw a couple units with only a 30-day warranty.
Okay.
A self-cleaning function automatically cycles your cleaning solution through the whole system, so that's a nice feature too.
Okay. What are some top-rated portable ice maker companies?
Luma, it's Luma. Igloo, GE, Frigidaire, AG Lucky, it's AGLUCKY, Magic Chef, Nuaire, Cylon, it's SILONN, and EdgeStar, EDGE, capital STAR.
Cool. Do you have anything else to add?
A portable ice maker is a handy appliance if you use a lot of ice daily or for parties. It's convenient to be able to make your own ice and store it when you need it, rather than having to run out and buy bagged ice, and you're controlling the quality of the water and the ice.
Cool. Let's wrap this up.
You can subscribe to the podcast on your favorite podcast app.
If you enjoyed it, please leave us a review.
You can check out our home improvement videos on our YouTube channel, Fix It Home Improvement.
And you can subscribe to that as well.
You can download our ebooks, Home Improvement Solutions, What Every Homeowner Should Know, books 1 through 17 on Amazon.
If you enjoyed it, please leave us a 5-star rating and review.
You can email us at fixitpodcast@gmail.com, and you can follow us on Instagram, Fix It Home Improvement.
Thank you for listening.
Talk to you next week.